It's Sunday in our world and it has a beautiful energy in the collective. Hope you can appreciate that. Not just because of the human consciousness, but also planetary consciousness. And your ability to network or to connect with all those souls who are in a relaxed mode today, going to temples, becoming a little more internalized, spiritualized. Connect with them, you can. And that brings me to the talk of the day. Now in the meditation, I call you to center. It is something that I've been doing for some time now. Why do I call it a center? Because you can be in the periphery of your consciousness where you are human-centered, animal-centered. Or you can be centered somewhere along that path to the center of your being where you can see our energy multiverse. Where you can perceive, seeing is a bad word because we associate it with the eyes. Where you can perceive every level of consciousness and energy, every dimension of being. And that is perfectly described in the teaching of chakras and lokas. Every chakra or energy center corresponds to a certain plane, energy plane, a certain level of consciousness, and a certain experience of another dimension of consciousness. And even though you are in an animal body, and I'd like to say animal body, because you become aware that human is an animal, a gross animal. This human animal belongs to this plane. It's not you. It will never be you. It's what you inhabit. A car can never be you. You're the driver of the car. Similarly, this human body that you inhabit with eyes that allow you to see, nose that allow you to smell, skin that allows you to touch, taste buds that allow you taste, and this nose that allows you to smell. You are inhabiting a human animal. And as you go to the very center, or you go just to the next level of consciousness, you begin to see that you're not this animal. And you need to learn how to drive this animal with perfection. This animal is not just an ordinary animal. It carries a sort of computer consciousness. Computer is a gross term, but it carries an amazing brain that allows the soul to express itself in and through. And it has parts of the brain that gives you ecstasy in the body. Whilst in the body, you can feel the ecstasy, not outside of the body, not in another dimension. Whilst in the body, you can feel ecstasy. Some people take drugs to stimulate those centers in the brain, but the nervous system gets depleted. But when you do it the way of meditation and you go deeper inside, my goodness, I was drunk for months after the 40 days. I didn't know how to come out. I was so head-oriented. But then because I live in a human world and I was just 23, I was always independent. I love financial independence. And I told myself, oh, you have to work. Now, rational consciousness came in. You have to work, Vasudeva, you have to work. And it began to clean around. And I take the swiper and went to the grass. And I thought, oh my God, I have to operate these limbs. I can't stay in my brain constantly in that ecstasy of the brain. And I started to focus on my limbs and the swiper. And for the first time, I felt my human consciousness coming back powerfully. Because I love activity. And I started to integrate, oh my God, the most beautiful thing. I can stay inside in that ecstatic state and include the body. That was the most beautiful thing that could happen to me. That was months after. And that's how I began my integration with the world again. I started to drive energy through every part of me whilst maintaining the ecstasy. So closing my eyes and interiorizing, I can stimulate centers in the brain with the prana, apana. And it's, oh my God. I'm not in this world. I'm in another place. But I don't lose the world. See, I can manage the voice. My voice is a gross voice. It is because I am operating the vocal cords with energy. I'm managing my limbs with my energy field. I can stay still, motionless. I'm holding the body in tension simply because I can manage it better. I can stimulate it, but with a lot of love, the love of appreciation. I have to hold the root chakra to do this. And the most beautiful thing that I've found in coming to that center of being, because the 40 days took me to the center of the crown. Oh my God, I couldn't do that with no stretch of intellect. I just had to surrender to this power. In my 40 days, when I used might in a way of co-creating with the divine, I would use might because I feel this is where she wants to take me. And then in the dream state, I saw, because waking and dream was the same. Whatever I was doing in the waking, that sadhana was happening in the dream. So waking and dream was the same. So I had much more consciousness in the dream state. And I saw a tower. What is the meaning of a tower? You have to wait, Vasudeva. You're in a karmic play. You have to wait. When I think of my little dog, it wants to do all things like a big dog. No, Abhi, you have to wait. You have to wait. You have to wait. You're in a little body. You have to eat. You have to grow. You have to make your limbs stronger. And then you're going to run up the steps. He wants to run up the steps already. 9 weeks. You have to wait. That's what happened to me. I had to wait. And she made it 40 days. The play is cosmic, beyond me. But I learned how to work with her with perfection. She taught me that. Do I want to have a palatial ashram at the moment? No, I don't want it. I love growing it. I love constructing it like an artist. I love sculpting it. Vasudeva, what's going to happen when you finish your play? What's going to happen to the Blue Star? What's going to happen to this place? I didn't do this. She did it. She will determine all the steps. She will determine who comes She will determine who goes. And coming and going is of no consequence. Because whoever is touched by my presence, by my words, by my teachings, they will take the light everywhere. So the place is perfect. Doesn't matter who comes, who goes. The place always has the right people in the right way, in the right time. Do you have any worry, Vasudeva? Absolutely no worry. I'm enjoying the play. It's a play of perfection. My whole life has been a play of perfection. And a life of grace. Remember that Christ said, don't worry about the morrow. It shall take care of itself. Look at the birds. Look at the lilies in the field. Stay with today, he said. You have enough on your plate today. So the journey is a journey from the peripheral consciousness, which is human, along the dimensions of consciousness, the energy multiverse, to the very center of the play. When you go there, the ego is tremendously humbled. And it learns how to let go and channel only the divine. It's totally humble, totally transparent. It doesn't want to go anywhere else, but it stays in the lap of the divine. It doesn't like anywhere else. Too burdensome. So when you go into the ecstasy of the meditation, as you go deeper and deeper and deeper, that wouldn't even want to come. Because the thought will feel like an obstruction in the consciousness. Are you there? Do you feel that you don't want a thought when you go into inner space? Or do you get caught up in the thought? Because some human passion is coming into your being. No, don't get caught. Don't get caught. The real treasure is inside. Don't lay your treasures on this earth, the Christ said, but lay your treasures in the inner space. That's where the real joy is. What is my joy? Living in an aging body? In a dark yuga? What is my joy? Being able to energize this body, creating a shield of energy around me, and maintaining that no matter what area I go into, no matter what place I go into, I am in the light. I'm off the light, I radiate the light. Darkness cannot get to me. Because my ego is in the lap of the universe. It's at the center of the play. Yours can be too. That's the promise. That's the promise. What are you tied to? The center of your being? Or the periphery of your being? Where are you tied to? Where are your eyes focused on? What are your eyes focused on? The inner eye. Inner, not outer. Because you have an inner eye that introverts. And you have these eyes that keeps you extroverted. Your inner eye should be looking for the center of being. Where do I center that I can have the cosmic view? We have the power of omnipresence. When you stay in the animal body and you stay in the sensory world, you cannot have omnipresence. You have what is called local presence. And the deeper you go along the chakra plane, along the locus, the deeper you go, because it's a deepening of consciousness, the deeper you go, the more perception you have of different levels of energy and consciousness. So seek that journey that takes you in the inner space. Why do you get caught up in the outer world, O seeker? What are you seeking? Gratification for the ego or nourishment for the soul? What are you seeking? Power and pleasure and things of the world. You're going to leave it right here. The hands will open. When you leave the body will be like this. You cannot carry anything with you from this world except what you have learned, and it's in the memory space. How you trained yourself and what habits you carry. And those are the same things that you carry in your soul is what you're going to bring back in a new body. So are you going to bring back the bad habits in a new body that is given to you by the universe? Or are you going to clean up your act and go deeper and deeper into the center of being so that when you get a new body, the play is going to be different. You're going to enjoy the play a little more. And all these people you have become attached to here, do you want them in the next turn? Or do you want a whole new set of friends? If you change the attitude now, if you change the consciousness now, the next turn will have different souls. Souls who are more compatible with your new level of being. So don't think that you're going to be with all these uncles and aunts and friends and challengers. No. Go so deep within that they don't come back with you. Leave them on a journey. They're way behind. And even in this lifetime, if you clean up the consciousness, life will take you in different spaces. Don't get caught. Don't get caught in the journey. There are several things that will pull you back because it's a dark world. Ego dominates, ignorance dominates. You see it. Everybody wants money for something. Nobody has a free hand. I mean, there are some, but they're in the minority. You see how much money that is on this globe. Well, it's human exchange, right? That money can take care of all the problems on the planet. Famine, poverty, climate change, poor soils. The money we have across the world and power, if freely given in a more collective consciousness of equality, all problems will be solved. But it's a dark yuga, so you can't expect that now. As we advance in the yugas, this will happen more and more. So don't get caught in human things. If you're a soul who's a pioneer of the yugas, and you want to be a light in this dark world. What is my joy living in a dark world? Is that I can stay in the light, I can be the light, I can spread the light, regardless of what is around me. I go to bed every night, happy in my soul. Why? Because I've done enough. I've done enough in a day to lift my world. I don't need to transform the whole world. So are you going to stay with me? I'm going to come again in this world. Because I love lighting up the world. That's a passion of mine. I've not lost that passion. I'm going to come back in the perfect body, in the perfect way for the evolving yugas. I'm in the play, consciously. My whole birth, everything in my whole life, I see through the eyes of the universe, how she planned it with perfection. Every step I take is in her. Every thought is in her being. That's how we need to live, in complete harmony with the universe. And going to the deepest place in consciousness that we possibly can. Each lifetime you have the opportunity with the stage, the karmic stage, to go a little deeper in consciousness. Don't try to be enlightened. If it's not in your karmic play, Because there's enough to be gained in the lifetime. There's enough for you to enjoy in a lifetime. Why do you want the whole thing? Now, in a dark yuga. You want all the fruits of the Satyug in the Dwapara Yuga? Can't happen. But the most beautiful thing, you can live in the Satyug consciousness by going deeper and deeper to the crown. Not getting caught in what crown consciousness is, but using the power of your Guru Tattva. That's brow power. That power, the Guru Gita says, you'll be a fool if you don't understand Guru Tattva. This human body is not the Guru. This human body is a vessel of the Guru Tattva. Are you a Guru, Vasudeva? I simply do her bidding. Call me what you will. I'm just a servant to the universe, but I'm a master of this inner space. A servant to my universe. I'm totally in service to all of you and to all forms of life. The goal is to ascend the yugas in the light. So that's my Sunday message to you. I hope that you appreciate it. Let's journey to the center of being. Let's journey to the center of the universe. Let's do so lovingly, patiently, and co-creatively with the power of the universe. Have a blessed Sunday, everyone. Always a joy conversing with you. For those of you who are in my energy field today, no matter where you are, so long as you're in my energy field, I thank you. I appreciate that you are. It brings more light to a dark world. And all those of you who are here, thank you for being here. Let's have an amazing day today. Namaskar, everyone. My soul bows to you.